Gospel according to Luke. That very day, the first day of the week, two of Jesus' disciples were going to a village 7 miles from Jerusalem called Emmaus, and they were conversing about all the things that had occurred. And it happened that while they were conversing and debating, Jesus himself drew near and walked with them, but their eyes were prevented from recognizing him. He asked them, "What are you discussing as you walk along?" They stopped, looking downcast. One of them, named Cleopas, said to him in reply, "Are you the only visitor to Jerusalem who does not know of the things that have taken place there in these days?" And he replied to them, "What sort of things?" They said to him, "The things that happened to Jesus the Nazarene, who was a prophet, mighty in deed and word, before God and all the people. How our chief priests and rulers both handed him over to a sentence of death and crucified him. But we were hoping that he would be the one to redeem Israel. And besides all this, it is now the 3rd day since this took place. Some women from our group, however, have astounded us. They were at the tomb early in the morning and did not find his body. They came back and reported that they had indeed seen a vision of angels who announced that he was alive. Then some of those with us went to the tomb and found things just as the woman had described, but did not see him." And he said to them, "Oh, how foolish you are! How slow of heart to believe all that the prophets spoke! Was it not necessary that the Christ should suffer these things and enter into his glory?" Then, beginning with Moses and all the prophets, he interpreted to them what referred to him in all the scriptures. As they approached the village to which they were going, he gave the impression that he was going on farther. But they urged him, "Stay with us, for it is nearly evening and the day is almost over." So he went in to stay with them. And it happened that, while he was with them at table, he took bread, said the blessing, broke it, and gave it to them. With that, their eyes were opened, and they recognized him, but he vanished from their sight. Then they said to each other, "Were not our hearts burning within us, while he spoke to us on the way and opened the scriptures to us?" So they set out at once and returned to Jerusalem, where they found gathered together the 11 and those with them who were saying, "The Lord has truly been raised and has appeared to Simon." Then the two recounted what had taken place on the way and how he was made known to them in the breaking of the bread. The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. Brothers and sisters, how often we do the same as these two disciples. We find it hard to believe in good news. Notice that that's almost a fact of our way of being, especially nowadays. We prefer not to believe in good things, in good news, and we prefer to accept the bad news. It's almost like we accept things are going to be bad, or bad things are going to happen. To the point where, notice that good news, even in the media world, doesn't make a very good story. Sure, once in a while to color in, but it's bad things that happen that interest us. So much so, especially in these times of the pandemic, that some of us are taking it with a light humor, saying, after the news, I'll watch a horror movie just to calm myself down. And brothers and sisters, let's be honest, it is important to be informed. But it's not good if we expect bad to happen. If our attitude is not one of the resurrection. Because notice that the resurrection teaches us to believe in the good news. That is a Christian way of thinking. It's not just a gullible, nice thought. But it's us reminding ourselves and being reminded, especially at Easter, that God has the last word. That even in the most tragic things that may happen to me and may have happened to me, and that's why it's so hard to accept good news or expect good things, because I've been let down in life so often. It is actually my choice how much I believe in the good news and not. Because if I am a person who believes in the resurrection, that God has the last word, even in the most difficult moments, in the most tragic situations, I won't believe and I won't let that evil, that cross, be the last word. Because only God and God Himself can then bring a good out of the greatest evil and the greatest darkness. And we have to believe that. Not only in a faith that just puts pure trust in God, but that sees the resurrection and says, yeah, from the cross came resurrection. And from my crosses, the Lord will bring resurrection. He will always take me out with a lesson learned, or with me being reunited with Him. May the good news of the resurrection of Easter transcend our hearts. The Lord has truly risen. Alleluia. Have a blessed day, and God bless.